So let's talk about what happened today. Today is of course Thursday. Major gap up, major gap up, and I had anticipated a gap up. I wasn't, of course, even anticipating or I was anticipating a gap up, but what I wasn't really expecting was this entire run up. And so at the close of yesterday, because I had one call option that I sold, um, that was a protection call option at this point right here that I did not cover here on Amazon at least. Um, so at this point, I wasn't feeling too confident in just holding a balanced straddle, so I sold an additional put option. So at the open, I had two put options, and here are the two put options and one call option. So had I um had I been smart, I would have closed this option yesterday for I guess a $3,000 loss, and maybe open up and be aggressive. That would have been the right strategy, but of course I'm under the risk management strategy, so the discipline was to pretty much play on, a balance straddle, so to speak, just balance income. Well, I finally closed out all my position. So at one point, I think my total loss on all my position was around 4,000. I finally closed it off, um, so that um, essentially I lost 500 um, from the straddle, even though this is two puts. 600 actually. Ended up the day, so that my day trade was very mediocre, and in fact, it was actually very bad. And I can go over that as well. Um, Opportunity loss, of course, I wrote down 1200. Where's was the opportunity loss? So let's go ahead and look at Amazon. So yeah, let's look at Amazon before we go back and look at the QQQ or the Nasdaq. So here is Amazon, gapped up, run up. Um, my first mistake was on the gap up, which is 38.2. I did not close the call option. I should have closed that call option right away. I didn't. I held on to it, and eventually I sold the call option on this way down for a loss of around 6,000, and held the two put option, and then I closed the two put option up here. So my straddle was completely clear. Opportunity losses, of course, all of this. So at the time, I guess I was just concerned about a reversal. But what I failed to really see was that they normally try, I mean, on a huge gap up like this, and I should have at least held one of the put option that I sold instead of closing both of them. And the reason why that was transparent is because if you look at the 60 minutes, you have to anticipate that it was going to go to the 60 minutes and then of course battle at the 60 minutes. So that is what you see on Amazon, and of course eventually, morning push or morning chase. You got to chase in the morning, and then afternoon control or afternoon reversal. And of course, once it failed to break out, I mean, this VWAP was a trap. Uh, that VWAP was that this VWAP right here was a trap that I again fell for it, and another time I fell for that VWAP again. So, which is stupid. Here's the top timing. So I had bought two put options. No, I put one put option and added another one, and at that point I was lost 500. I eventually closed out for like a $100 gain or whatever I made. I mean, today I only gained what, maybe 300 on my day trades, but my potential loss, at the time, it had this went up higher. I think I was I put my stop at 600. So potential loss was 600 and another 600. My potential loss was 1200 today. My actual gain was only 300. My opportunity loss was 1200. So I'm still not hitting it right. But overall on this risk management account, I'm still making steady income, and of course back to an all-time high. And in October, I'm up to almost 4,000 in gains for just October. But that's not the point. The point is, I need to get the right, um, just just cleaning out these mistakes that I'm continuing to make. Right, VWAP is a trap, and why is VWAP a trap? It is a trap because on the options, here is the option, I think. Here it is. This technical line was where the option was going to go to. The VWAP was right here. Okay. And, you can say, well, that VWAP is a technical level. It used to be a technical level. Honestly, this VWAP used to be a technical level. It's no longer a technical level. It's just a trap level. It's all it is. Essentially, it's just a trap level. And of course, where's the technical level? The technical level is actually on the 3300 call option, which was the highest volume out of all of the options. That strike point has the highest volume, so the programs were latching in. And of course, there's a reaction on it. Now, I did get out of those that 500 for a slight gain, I think, or even like $50 in gain on this. And what was weird was at the point I had sold a put option here right at the VWAP, yet all the way up, above this VWAP level, I was still not flat even. I was still at a loss. And the reason why was that I did a a market sell at this VWAP. I did a stupid market sell, and essentially I was down 200 on the bid ask spread, which was completely stupid because, again, this is all brain seed. This failure to break out is a brain seed. I mean, I can't say this. And I wrote it again, play the opposite of the brain seed. And the brain seed is when they give you the signal to think that the day was gonna be strong, it's gonna break out, everything looks strong, and then you're expecting a bounce. Well, no, look at that. It went all the way down to the 5 minutes because of this failure. A failure to break out essentially is the reversal. It is essentially like peak to peak, but it's not really peak to peak in a sense because it's not a capitulation top, but it's still a reversal, right? A failure to break out is a reversal signal, and it's gonna go right through this VWAP. It might play around with it a little bit. You can see it play, but then it went down to the 5 minute, and this 5 minute isn't really a technical level, but for today it's a technical level because it was close to the end. So if you look at the 60-minute, I think the other one I wanted to point out was this guy right here. Monitoring this VXAZN was also showing you signal that that it was going to turn around this technical, and that's the other reason why, even though um, the shares, I mean, I had recovered back above the VWAP. At this point, I had recovered back above the VWAP. That VIX AZN, the volatility on it was higher, and therefore I was still not even on that share. So that's pretty amazing. But anyhow, let's see if there's any other notes. So that's the notes I have today. And of course, this was yesterday. This failure to execute on this. Yeah, this is 18. Close at 32. I mean, if I held at 18, it would have, what I would have got like 50s, 60, 4,000. I mean, that's just that was. I didn't write this down as an opportunity cost because I didn't take it, but I didn't take it because again, this is a brain seed. These are signal that are telling you it's negative. It's negative. It's telling it's mentally seeding your head that the whole day is negative, and then you like, oh my goodness, it's gonna collapse, it's gonna collapse. But really, it's a trap or a reversal. This whole little candle, even though it's on the 5 minutes, it's a reversal candle, and of course, what did it trigger? The entire day it triggered to go up. Right here it is, the entire day. Well, at least for the morning, you see that powerful run up. So if you got it right here at the VWAP and you close in the afternoon, that would be the perfect technical trade, perfect technical signal. The mind seed or the brain seed on the negative side. Seeing that the failure to break out, this failure to break out, of course, you will cover this position. That would have been perfect technical. And of course, you might have taken the puts, seeing that the VIX. There was some signal on the VIX, and then this guy right here. If you're monitoring it closely, right, this was indicating of the afternoon reversal. This whole signal right here was indicating the afternoon reversal. Had it stayed down low, or fast breakout, continue down, today would have ended high of days, or ended at the closing high of the day. So why did it reverse? Well, it's really because of this, which I failed to even see. I don't know how I didn't even notice this, right? This is the 60-minute. In hindsight, my after the fact analysis, once I start looking at after the fact, when everything is closed, the data is ink, the ink is dry, the data is set in stone. It's so obvious. It's just so obvious. Look at that. The 20-day average and the 50-day moving average were kind of in the same vicinity. And it's right at this level right here, right? That is a level. If you put a line against it, right there, you see that? It all lines up. It all lines up. How I missed that is beyond me. How did I miss it? Well, I missed it because I'm not even monitoring this guy, to be honest, as far as daily. I'm not even looking at it. I'm looking at my account. I'm looking at the bid ask. I'm looking at everything else except for this guy. Because there's so much signal to look at, you forget. You literally forget to look at it until the day is done, then you see it, and it's like, oh my goodness, how did I miss that? It's beyond me. Well, that is the reason why it reversed. Try to break out of the 60-minute trend line, of course. Got up to the 20 to the 50. This is a key technical line, like I told you. Right? A key technical line that lined up across this. That is going to be a wall or a temporary wall. And of course, it reversed back to the 60. Play around at the 60 for a little bit and then fail the 60. Classic. I mean, did the SPY show anything like that? Let's take a look. Nope. SPY always shows that it was way above the 60 and it reversed and closed very close to the 20 and I guess close to the 50, right? The SPY is always stronger. So is there any reason why it would stop right there? No. It's no reason why. I mean, this is not a technical. Oh, I guess you can say it's the top of this, right? You can say that it's close, and you can say, but that's not a strong technical level. It's really the reverse is due to the QQQ. The QQQ hit a stronger resistance level and reversed back to the 60, which of course triggered the SPY to reverse, and of course that triggered the VIX to go up. Right? Once the QQQ started seeing selling, right? Because the market maker, the manipulators, the hedge, whoever is doing this is obviously deliberate, right? It's saying, I'm gonna see how many weak hands there are. It's like the house. The house is like, let's test the weak hands. We're at a key technical levels. The program is gonna see this, so we're gonna short it, or we're gonna sell some shares. We're gonna show some weakness, and they show the weakness in the card, and then where would we go? A little bit of a signal here triggers the algos to start selling. The algo starts to start selling. I mean, the day trader starts to selling. The hedge funds, the whatever, whoever's day trading just like you and me and everyone else. We are looking at signals. I mean, we don't have sophisticated software, but essentially it's the same idea on why things are bought or sold. It has nothing to do with fundamental. All it is just reading signals. That's all it is. Completely reading signal. If you read the signal clear, you would definitely see the direction of the market and how to play it. If you have your risk reward strategy correctly, if you play in an aggressive account or a risk management account, it's all there for you to develop the correct or the strategy of your preference. So, I'm not going to really look at the IWM, but, right there at the 5 minutes, I mean, this is not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence, people. Let's see what the DIA is at. Again, it's also at the 5 minutes. So the QQQ, I wonder if the SPY was at the 5 minute. I really didn't look at it. Yes, it is at the 5 minutes. So it's completely technical. It's completely technical when you have the QQQ, the SPY, the IWM, the DIA right at the 5 minutes. The VIX didn't get to the 5 minute. I wonder if the VXX is at the 5 minutes. Probably not. Yeah, it's not. AMC is reporting something about trying to engineer another squeeze. I heard some, and the volume is not there, but like I said, volume can come in. So if it touched the 60, like how many times can it touch the 60 and fail, right? I don't know how many times it can touch the 60 and fail. But to me, here it is, right? Once it's touched the 60, it can go. So at this point, I believe that tomorrow there's a chance that it might touch the 6. Now, tomorrow is option expiration, so I don't know. I really don't. I feel like it's very hard to run on option expiration. So maybe, hopefully, it doesn't touch the 60 tomorrow. And the next touch of the 60 might be on Monday or Tuesday, and that's when it goes. So let's look at the individual 60-minute charts, see if we can make any sense of this. Of course, here is the 60 minutes that's fail on Amazon. QQQ is below the 60. Yeah, Apple is below the 60. Google is above the 60. Shopify is above the 60. Not sure what to make of that right now. Here's the bounce candidates. Google looking strong, Microsoft looking strong, Nvidia looking strong, Shopify is, it touched the 100. ISO just looking strong, Facebook is looking weak, Starbucks is weak-ish, and here's Amazon and Apple, which suggests to me, again, it's, tomorrow's option expiration, so I can't really say based on this technical that it's really, I think it may be technical Friday. I mean, we haven't seen a technical Friday in forever, right? When was the last time we seen a technical Friday? And it has been forever. So, yeah, because everything right now based on the 60, Google, yeah, let me look at the market cap again, or some of the key stocks. Let me see. Nvidia, let me look at that one more time. See if I can make sense of what is going on. It's just a mixed bag, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag. To be honest, I kind of feel like it's on a negative bias, honestly. It does feel like it's on a negative bias, doesn't it? Like you only have a few strong uh candidates, like Google is strong, Shopify is strong, but then everything else is weak. Like if it's below the 60, so you got the QQQ, Amazon, Facebook, Apple below. Tesla is, it's still playing around, and then this VIX, I don't know, maybe trying to test the 60 one last time. So, any other key players? Let me look at it by market cap. See if there's anything. Microsoft. I think I did look at Microsoft, and that should be strong, yeah. So you only have a few candidates that's strong. It's of course Microsoft and Google. Tencent, of course, bounced like I suggested. And of course, I did not get it. Did not get it because even though I was saying like this is a candle, I was thinking of it. And once you gap up like this, is that really a big old gap up? Yeah, it's a big old gap up. I'm not gonna chase that. No need to. Walmart, is that strong or weak? It's below the 60s, so now that's weak. Bank of America, that's strong. So it's a mixed bag, to be honest. And the OP's probably below the 60, the 60. Nike, mm, above the 60. So it's a mixed bag, and I'm gonna say it's Technical Friday, honestly, with a slightly down bias.